lit world of what he believes to be reality. But there is, unseen by most, an underworld, a place that is just as real, but not as brightly lit. A dark side.
Here are your two hands. During the war, they worked very hard. And now they're tired. And they're tired of this, too. Shortages still. To put an end to them, we must produce the goods. Steady production now will buy our imports of food and raw materials and fill the shops again with the things we all want. Output will do it.
Something I thought I would add. If you closely examine the structure of this video, the aspects of the issues covered answer perspectives I have come to question here recently. As I have said before, I do not read the Bible as I am not welcome in God's house or his objects that are blessed. They bring me discomfort. Just holding the Bible when I did read it some 20 years ago left my fingertips feeling as though it was fresh skin that had just healed over a burned wound, soft and not coarse or rough like most skin. These perspectives were handed down to me by a mix of hosts, some of heaven, some of spirit, some were conclusions I came to myself, but none of this was done falsely or with false intent. Another perspective I wish to add, that this Lucifer angelic being may be the deceptions of my doppelganger Samael. Either way, if it is my angelic aspect that is behind this, then he should not work against himself. Then again, maybe that is why I'm being led to this understanding. On one side of the coin he could see me as the aspect of his fall from heaven, for I can contradict every angle he displays, sift through his lies and see through his illusions. On another point I could be seen as his replacement in heaven, for my virtue is more profound than his, my faith in God is stronger than his, Yet I still possess the anger and contempt that can overwhelm me towards the desire for vengeance, and I am perfect in all my ways that pertain to him and his persona, just as he. So I could be seen as the living judgment of God, casting him down and his place no longer being found in heaven because he's been replaced, with me. A legend being replaced by a living testimony, but no, these answers only lead to more questions, so they cannot be the right path. Now this is a Chinese finger trap we have gotten ourselves into now.
Lucifer, son of the morning star, blessed vessel on the left hand of the Most High in the world's great works and bearer of the first dawning creation.
Yes, messenger, thank you for your respect. He who is called I Am, is growing much more refined in his craft. You are a nostalgic breath of the old ways when the dawn first came, and a refreshing adaptation of new ways that brings joy to my heart, for it shows that he is yet still forevermore and everlasting, and you are the embodiment of the truth of those words. How may I help today?
The Lord has asked that you help transcribe this information to the children of Israel and tell them that this descriptive anagram is the new Ark of the Covenant. Only in the greatest hour of need, like that of a final hour of man, should this be used to call for help. This covenant, this agreement with you and your dark disciples, to further mankind's understanding of themselves, their choices, the path of sin and the wages that are paid for sin. The opposition against heaven, who will send its goals towards showing mankind the fine details of the Lord's will for men that live by. Whereas your disciples shall show the example of the other choices that are possible, including the sinful choices under Christ one, pays for such choices, and shall be the forces of hell. This here now, all you, are in the flesh, shall set into place within creation the vital peace to God's gift that is free will, and deliver a promise to the children of Israel that was set to come to pass at the end of days. For this is the new Ark of the Covenant, the entire congregation of heaven and hell depicted as they should be within heaven upon the Mount of Olives. Here together are duties of principalities, assigned and roles to this place for their understanding, are all the branches whose roots are set. Within he who is the most holy of holy is where we are all the sons have God, as we are branches of the root. If mankind should ever meet anything, if a great need rises beyond the grasp of being able to stand against, call upon those in the Ark of the Covenant, the congregation of the mountain of Olives, they shall hear and come to assist them. All they must do is use the depiction of the image displays and hold prayer that their message be heard by them, and hold faith to that which has been shown by you to be truth in your ways of prayer to him. For the heavenly hosts have seen this truth in your words, for you speak of the teachings of Son of Man as if you walked with them as one of his disciples, bearing his message of peace and redemption in the wages of his sins, and so in this way we see your words are true. You speak of the mercy of the King of Kings, who is from the beginning to the end of all things. You speak of the path to salvation he offered through his Son, just as he is right now for you. In this way we see that he walks with you, here with him, like ones, said to be by the prophets of old. He who is the anointed one, who sits at his right side, and he who is the appointed one, who sits at his left side, who has poured forth the Spirit of the Lord unto the world, who has poured forth his wisdom, as though it were like a fountain for all the world to drink from without judgment for transgressions, and has brought the teachings of the Son back to thee, world where his teachings were lost. So and thus you are the appointed one. Now I leave you to your task, life bearer, fed your race.
And safe passage, my brother.